YouTube. In this video, I'm going to be upgrading my aftermarket head unit. Currently have a aftermarket unit already that came with the car when I got it a couple years ago. So I'm going to be upgrading it to a slightly newer model, which I have over there. It's the same Kenwood. I figure I go with the same brand and maybe make the installation a little easier. And I just want to upgrade to take advantage of some of the newer features. So specifically, the newer features would be Android Auto, which is kind of ironic because actually that feature only supports a few select Google phone, and they're supposed to expand it to other brands of phone, but that has yet to happen. But so I'm gonna probably run with a wired connection until they get that fixed. It does have Apple CarPlay for those Apple users, and some head unit even have wireless CarPlay, which I understand works pretty well. Again, I don't have an Apple, and this particular unit doesn't support it, but that's important to you. That's probably like the Pioneer has one that's similar to this one, but also has wireless Apple CarPlay. So anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm gonna start by removing that piece. There's a T25 Torx screw, one on each side. So I'm gonna remove that, and then next comes this leather side panel. Keep in mind, this isn't gonna be a how to install video. That would make for a very long, boring video, and there's plenty of guides out there for that. So okay, as you can see, I got that piece removed. Next, I'm gonna remove the couple screws that holds the panel there. Okay, so I got the two screw removed. The rest are held by clips up here and here, so should just I'm gonna just slide it out this way. There you go. And then as you can see, that just pops off, and there you go. So there's a clip up there and there and there. I hope you can see that. And I'm gonna do the same with this one. This one's a little trickier sometimes, but again, the same idea. Try to just go out that way and careful not to break the clips. There you go. So just again that way, and should just slide right out. So next, I'm just gonna pop off this trim. It just snaps off. Okay, so again, there's the tool that comes with it. It's actually it's the same ones as my older model here. So okay, as you can see, it's starting to slide out. So I'm slowly sliding it out. There you go, like that. Okay, as you can see, I got it out. So now I just gotta wire everything up. Unfortunately, the wiring harness between this older Kenwood that I have and the newer Kenwood is different. So I was hoping I could just swap it, plug and play, but that's not the case. But oh, so anyway, just a couple note. It does have the nav TV MOST HUR head unit replacement adapter that comes with it, so that makes it easy and allows you to keep the factory Bose amplifier and speakers, but more so the amplifier, so you know, it makes it a lot easier to install. The adapters are overpriced. I think they're about $500-600. Okay, as you can see, I got everything disconnected. and the head unit removed. So I'm just gonna transfer everything over and clean up some of that wiring mess there. You could kind of see way in the back the nav TV MOS adapter, and there's a few connection for the backup camera and front camera, which I need to consolidate and rewire a little bit. The new head unit supports dual camera. The old one only had one, so I had a extra adapter in this setup to accommodate. So I'm gonna remove that now and just hook it up directly. This is my switch for the front camera, so I'm gonna rewire this, and there's quite a bit of wiring, as you can see. Fortunately, I labeled the wires, and again, this new head unit supports two cameras, so I'm gonna eliminate this switch. I no longer need it. Okay, so next I just gotta transfer all the wiring from the old harness to the new one. As I mentioned, unfortunately the plug is different, so I can't just reuse it. So anyway, so I'll be back when that's done. Okay, so I got it wired up pretty much. Took me a while. There's a lot of different wires, and so I'm gonna turn it on for the first time and hope it works. Let's. Okay, so the key's in. I see it starting to boot up, so that's a good sign. So it's on some kind of setup. So I'm gonna go through this, and then I'll show you some of the features when I'm done. Okay, so I got it wired and tested. The first time I tried it, it worked for a while, but then it kept shutting off. I figured it out finally. It was a bad ground, so I ran a new ground wire, and so far so good. And also had trouble with the front camera. Wasn't getting power, so I had to find accessory wire for the front camera, so I figured that out. So now everything's working, so I'm just gonna put everything back and then mount it. I still got to do the bracket, but at least the wiring's done. Okay, so it's now the next day. So as you can see, I finally got everything put back. Took me a little while to do the wiring, a lot longer than I expected, but there was quite a few wiring. It was a little confusing going from the Kenwood's manual and the nav TV adapter manual, and also all the wiring for the camera, backup camera, front camera, etc. So, but anyway, everything's working, and let me just maybe show you some of the features and some of my thoughts. So I'm happy. The Android Auto seems to be working much better than the previous model I had. And a lot of it had to do with, I guess, when I switched to this newer phone, it actually stopped working altogether. So let me go ahead and activate it. So here's the home page of the Android Auto. It's a pretty simple interface, hasn't really changed a whole lot in the last few years. Probably to keep it simple to avoid too much distraction while driving. So you got your navigation, telephone, home, music, streaming music, Google Music, and then exit to Kenwood menu. So here's Waze through Android Auto. There's no pinch to zoom, so you just have to use this, I guess. Yeah. And I guess this button allows you to report these different things. So let's try, for example, police, visible, hidden, other side. Interesting. And you can choose on the navigation between Google Maps and Waze. You can also select the satellite view, as you could see there. And of course, one of the main reasons that I like Google Maps or Waze is the real-time traffic information. Okay, so I want to show the backup camera, as you can see there. And then that's the parking sensor beeping. That's the factory option now. And then when I take it out of reverse, it's automatically set to the front camera, as you can see there. And that's helpful for parking or us to avoid hitting the curb. Okay, I want to show that the steering wheel control works, so the volume up and down here. Raise it back up. You can see the bar on the left there. And then mute, just push it. That's mute on, mute off. And then the station up, down. It has a pretty good touch screen. This screen is a little less, has less glare than my old one, I think. So that's another thing I like. Let's try it again. Weblink. Okay, now it's connected. There we go. So it's working now. Let me adjust the exposure. Okay. So yeah, let's try YouTube. The YouTube app is not that great either. It's just okay. Again, I'm not gonna be using this. And I believe it disables when you're driving, so let's try one of these videos. There we go, that's YouTube.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to continue working on our Huracan right here. And before we get started, let's go ahead and move some of these cars out the way, lower it a little bit, and get right back to work. Look at Thomas.
Look at the weather. And so we got, this is Yelp. And this unit also has a little better DSP feature for the sound. This position, you can set it so for the listening position to enhance the sound stage. Though you know, most of this I don't really care, because it is a sports car and it's going to be pretty noisy, so I don't really care too much about that. One thing I don't like with a lot of these is they don't have a knob for the volume. So again, I'm glad to have a steering wheel knob, and it's working with this unit, like with my old one also. And the phone button to answer and hang up works, and then the radio tuning up and down also works. I also have all this different sound EQ, for example. But again, I'm used to old school. I'm used to the knobs, bass, mid-range, or bass and treble knob, and a simple loudness button. So this is kind of overkill. But it is kind of cool. But it's more complicated than it needs to be, I think. But also plays CDs or DVD, though probably not going to use that feature, but it is available. So overall, I'm very happy with the upgrade. Let me know what you guys think. Please like and subscribe and comment below. Thanks for watching.